Hello, it is finally spring. This is my season. I'm so excited. I love spring weather. Everything that has to do with spring is like the most happiest time ever. I hate winter. Winter is literally the bane of my existence and everything is just so sad and dark and gray and cold and I can't do anything. But then spring is just like, wow. It's like seeing light at the end of a tunnel. Basically today I wanted to do a little showing you guys my plants before growing season starts, because growing season is basically spring to fall, where fall it's kind of like trickling down. But I thought it would be really fun to show where my plants are at now, because I tend to see my plants grow so fast and so much during like spring and summer. And this is basically year 2 of me being an indoor plant mother, other than having orchids, which I'm not going to include my orchids downstairs because they're struggling, I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be really fun to show you guys my plants in here because they honestly get more love and attention from me than the stuff that are downstairs. At the end of the growing season, so like before winter, I could show you guys how much they have grown since. I'll also include pictures of how these plants looked like when I first got them last year, and they have grown so much and it's really amazing to see and it feels really inspiring to me. So first, a spider plant. This is one of the first plants that I've actually gotten last year. It was actually a plant that was dying because my mom left it outside in like July, and then I brought it in and I saved it, and look how beautiful she is. Look at all her babies. I love her so much. She's actually started to grow again. She stopped growing in August and then she started growing again. So I'm like, wow, she's so tall. I actually stuck another spider baby in here, which I did root during winter, and she's like a lot smaller than this one, but she's really cute and I love her so much. You can see her right here. Yeah, I wonder how much she's gonna grow. She's in like this gnome pot and I think it's so funny. I love the little nose here, and like it looks like this gnome has like really nice hair. Like, look at her little babies. This is my Monstera large form Thai constellation. She's stunning. When I first got her, she had like 2 big leaves, I think. These 3 are new and they grew during winter because I did get her in August last year. So it was like towards fall. Ay, ay, ay. She almost fell. I love her so much. I think she's gonna grow a ton. And I'm trying not to buy more plants this year because I don't have space. Like, this is my only dedicated space. And you see how small my window is? This is my aloe vera. I got her like from my mom's mother plant and she was so tiny. I need to like show you guys a picture of how tiny she was. She's still tiny, but like she grew, and this is the result of like inconsistent waterings, by the way. She grew a lot in the last month. She's actually our only like really thriving aloe vera that we have, because that mother plant, GG's, bro. This is a top cutting from my moss pole that I started last year. I started this moss pole around, I think like endish of July. I cut her at like 8 months, I think, of climbing. This is the pole, by the way, over here. I'm not gonna keep her, basically. I'm gonna be continuing from this one. Hopefully she thrives. I water propagated it so it can have roots after I took the top cutting, and this is like the newest leaf that grew during the propagation process. Hopefully she grows very tall. I decided to go mossless because watering the moss pole was actually so terrible and I couldn't do it, bro. I really couldn't do it. It's actually a chore and I applaud people who have the time. So this is my Monstera small form, and if you haven't seen my video basically about how I got her to thrive again, you should watch it. I'll link it down below. But I love her so much. She's really special to me because she was actually from my boyfriend's house and she did not look like this when I first got her. And it took me so long to try to find a way to get her to grow because she was not growing, bro. She was not growing. She was just stuck with 1 leaf for like 3 months. But she's really special to me. She's had 3 leaves for a while and it's because of inconsistent watering. That's my fault. But it looks like she's going to be growing a new leaf soon. So this is the orchids that I keep in my room. I have like 4 more orchids downstairs, but we don't talk about them. They're in rehab and I will maybe show them another time when they're a little bit better. She's special because she doesn't have any mealybugs. The other ones do, but she is I think like a small form Phalaenopsis orchid. I just cut off her flowers because they were done during the winter, and I also had inconsistent watering because I was busy. Winter is hard, okay, because it's like you forget and they're not even growing, but then like you forget to water them for a while because you're so busy, and then they're like suddenly like, I'm dying now. And you're like, oh my god, I have to water you. She literally has the most prettiest flowers ever because they're like really small, like white, and then the inner side is like pink, and it's like so cute, and I love her so much. She resides in my room, and we might see her flower again in winter. Also, I do have a little keiki. So she grew on one of the stems, and I used keiki paste, and she just grew from that. I decided to grow her in water. This is my canna lily. So the story with her, Jerome brought me, it was like late August, to like this nursery that had like a bunch of plants on sale, and obviously the season's ending. This is an outdoor plant. Got her for $5. She was huge, by the way. I didn't know where to keep her because she was so huge. Put her downstairs. She's ended up struggling because canna lilies, especially this one, was really used to being in the sun. Started dying. She also had a lot of spider mites, which is still a problem to this day. But I still really love her because of like where I got her with Jerome. And I wonder if we'll get her to flower eventually. She actually did have a lot of leaves. She had like 3 leaves. I had to cut them off because inconsistent watering made her very dry, but she's a fighter, and she sprouted 2 more leaves, and we'll just see how far she gets. Oh yeah, so basically she was dying. I put her outside in fall, and then she's just out there like this, and I cut off like the stems, grabbed the bulb. There was 2. This is really weird. There was 2 bulbs. I put them into a pot and I just watered them, put them next to the window. Didn't know if anything was gonna happen. And then it sprouted. And there was only 1 sprout, and I was like, okay. So then I moved her back into my room. She was growing on like the side of the freaking pot. So I think in the beginning of this year, like I think February, I repotted her into this one, like a smaller pot. And I cut off like any dead roots, blah, blah, blah. I don't know where the second bulb went. I was so confused. I was like, where is the second bulb? I put 2 bulbs in here. I guess there was only 1. I don't remember. Anyways, she is really beautiful. I'm excited to see if she ends up growing flower, and I wonder how tall she gets. She's really small, but we love her anyways. Okay, so I have my little Maranta. So originally Jerome got me this plant last year, maybe August, maybe September, I don't remember. And then she was like really tall, so then I cut her, repropagated like those cuttings, and I re-put it into the plant. She grew so beautifully. She had so many leaves. She was so happy. It was literally such a pretty plant. But then again, Marantas get really mad when they're not consistently moist, or if they go through periods being dry for too long, and then they get mad and they're like, I'm gonna die now. And then you're like, no you're not. And you water them and you're like, okay fine, I guess I'll give you another week. And then I did not water her. Before that time where she was like, oh my god, I'm gonna actually die this time, there's no saving me, I did have cuttings and I put them in like a little cup, which I also did forget to refill consistently. So she looks like this right now. She had a lot of roots, and I was really excited to repot her, but I didn't have time. I was so busy. I looked in the cup and I was like, brother, there's no water in here. And then like all the leaves, I had to cut so many, all the leaves were like curled like this. Anyways, moral of the story, make sure to water your freaking Marantas because they get really dramatic. And she is growing a whole lot of leaves. You can see here, so she's gonna bounce back, and I'm going to take more cuttings in the future when she does grow taller, and then put more in here so it's not so freaking bare. Now that I have more time, I'm for sure going to be more consistent with watering, but I wonder how she's gonna look at the end of this year because she's looking rough. So this is my Taneki rubber tree. I forgot like the scientific name. Anyways, this was the first plant that Jerome got me when I was like, I want to get into plants. He got this for me from Home Depot. And she was like only like this tall when I first got her, like half of this height. She is riddled with spider mites. Thank you, Canna Lily. And the spider mites like don't want to let her go. I did water everything like 2 days ago. She takes a while to kind of like drink everything. So that's why she's kind of droopy right now, but she's fine. This has happened before. So this is I forgot the name. Philodendron. There you go. Philodendron Ring of Fire. When I first got her, she was so tiny, so tiny, so tiny, so tiny. She was a little pup that I stole from my mom's plant. And she was so tiny. She's like growing bigger now. Planted her like sometime last year, but she's growing really fast now because it is growing season. And I really wonder how much bigger the leaves get and how much taller she gets. So this one is my string of pearls. She's a lot taller. I did trim her like a month ago and she has so many new growth you can see here. But yeah, I got her like I think September last year. I did try propagating her into this, but it's kind of like drying out because I think there's like too much like wood chips in here. I also do have some corms that I'm growing from my RIP alocasia. Honestly, aside from my Maranta, she suffered the dryness of the winter the most because she's no longer with us. I mean, I have like her little her little like stumpy, I don't even know what it's called, the little stumpy in here, and I've just been trying to like make it moist, but I don't know. It might be GG's for her. Like I don't even see green anymore. When I did repot her, I found like a bunch of corms and they grew a lot. Here's one, and they have like, these ones are like smaller, but these ones are also growing some roots, but she's the only one that grew a leaf, and I potted her into a pot the other day. But I'm gonna make sure she stays moist and hopefully she lives because I don't have an alocasia anymore. This was actually the last plant that I got. I always forget what she's called. Tradescentia Nanook, and she's variegated with pink. I got her from Walmart, and this was like the last plant I ever bought because I was like, okay, I don't have any more space. I forget that plants don't stay small. They grow. And she was in this little like container for so long. And she was so tiny, little small. She actually came in this container. Like that's how tiny she was. Little little leaves, and now she's like so long and I love it. I'm not really sure if I should like trim her. This one's like stunted for some reason, but I'm not complaining. But these two are like growing so fast. I love how she's pink. So I have 3 little baby monstera, and they've just been having one leaf forever. I just noticed she's growing a new leaf. Oh my god. I just saw this. Oh my god, I just noticed it. She has a little new leaf coming in. Oh my god. They have not grown all winter. They have not grown all winter. The only thing that they grew was like their only like first starting leaf, but I just noticed this one. One is like on my bookshelf. Originally she was in water with roots, but then I don't know, it was like so messy and stuff. So then I just chopped it and then I just stuck the stem in here. So I think I'm gonna try to restart her so she can like grow roots again from like this stump. Like I barely have space for these 2 monsteras and I have 3 more. Anyways, I'm really happy that that one's growing. I was worried. I was like, I guess they're just not gonna grow, but they are. This is my ZZ plant. I only water her like once a month or so. Emphasis on or so. And she was actually from another plant that Jerome's family gave me. And this one was just propagated from it. This one grew when I did repot it in this. And since then, it has not grown. Literally since like September or something, or maybe it was like August. She has not grown at all, and I'm fine with that. This one is a little pup that I am trying to propagate from my spider plant. I have also been really bad at watering her consistently, but I might plant her with the other one. But I'm not sure, to be honest, because like there's like no space in there. This is my little snake plant. I also water her like once a month. She was actually a plant that was here present with us before this whole journey started, like a year before this journey started, so like 2024. And she was so tiny. She was like just like these like little short leaves before. I kind of just like leave her in here and then she just like grows. She just grows. Whenever she grows a new leaf, it's like super fast and I love it. And lastly, this is my pothos that I'm not growing in a moss pole or vertically. She's just like in a pot, and I love how bushy she is. I actually have like 2 more bushy pothoses downstairs that are like just like this, like literally bushy like this, and this was literally the plant that started this whole journey. She originally again was just like a struggling plant that my mom left outside. I propagated her and saved her, and then now she has grown into like so many different plants and pots. And I think like you can never really go wrong with a pothos. They're just so easy to take care of. And I think they're always like so pretty, and like I love the variegation in this as well. Even if they are like reverted into like nothingness, I think they just look so pretty, and I love how viney they are. And she has been growing really fast lately, so I did want to document the start of this like season. But other than that, that's basically all my plants, and I'm really excited to see how much they grow this summer and this spring. I also do gardening outside. That's another freaking demon to tackle, I'm not gonna lie. But maybe I'll do some like process vids of me cleaning up the backyard because it's a mess out there right now, and like gardening and then like harvesting. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how much they grow and like see what survives by the end of summer. And yeah, so just stick around if you want to see the update. But that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.